So we will start with extrapolation with mean value, okay, which is locally constant forecast, where we simply take the values that we have had in the past and average them. So in this case, we don't really need to keep all the values in the past in order to compute averages. All we need to do is to take the old mean and adjust the old mean for the new mean. The adjustment for finding the new mean is this. This is the difference between the new observation and the old mean divided by the new sample size. New sample size would be old sample size plus 1. That would be the extrapolation of mean. Now if you use moving average, the difference between extrapolation of mean value and the moving average is the mean value is mean of all the past values. Whereas moving average is simply average of a certain number of time periods, maybe 5 periods or 7 periods or even 2 periods moving average. So we have MA stands for moving average, okay, at the time period T for K periods of average. The average made for K time periods, average of past K values calculated at the end of time period T. You use that as a forecast for T plus 1. So the new average can be computed using the old moving average and making an adjustment. So you take the old moving average, and if you make this adjustment, then you get the new moving average for the next time period and so on. So let's now go to the Excel file and look at examples of these two models. For most of the problems in this chapter, we're going to be looking at data from two different files in the most part. There may be one or two cases where we may be using different data, but one is the Wall Street Journal WFJ file, and then there is this Netflix file. So here we have sales data going from week 1 through week 26. So now let's first look at the extrapolation of average method. Okay, suppose we already have the average of the first 25 weeks, and we use that. Okay, so like that. Okay, we use that as the forecast for week 26. Okay. Now we have the actual value for week 26, and we want to find a forecast for week 27. Okay, then what we need to do is to take the actual value and see how much the actual value is different from the average. Okay, now the new sample size now is, earlier the sample size was 25, the new sample size now is 26. Okay, so now the new average is the old average, okay, plus you take the difference and divide by the new sample size. Now that will give us the new average at the end of time period T equal to 26. And then we can use that as our forecast for week 27. So week 27, looking one period ahead of time, would be just that. So this is when we are using the average of all the data in the past. So now see that once you have this average for week 26, you really don't need the past data at this point. Just now look at the actual value in week 27 and make the adjustment for week 28. So this is the most simple method, which does not require us to maintain a lot of database. You can use this, and sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't, but it is one of the basic methods of doing forecast, and this is called extrapolating using average.